Okay, so I've got a different computer here with a different iPhoto library, and I've got lots and lots of photos in this library, and what I'm looking at the moment is events. So that's each time I've taken the camera and taking shots on a different day, it's remembered it as an event, and each event here has got lots of different photos in that event. So just to give you an example, this is looking at events, and you can see the little number here that there's like 17 photos in this event. And if I go to the photos, it actually shows me each separate photo. So that's the difference between looking at photos and events. Okay, so I've got my photo, I've got it into the computer. Now the next step is, what can I do with this photo? So what I want to do is I want to start manipulating my photo, and the program to use is Photoshop. So I'm going to go up here and type in photo, and straight away one of my top hits is Adobe Photoshop, and I'll click on that and I'll get the program started. Now it's starting up down here in my dock, and I actually want to keep it there, so I'm just going to right click and hold it, and I'm going to go to my options and I'm going to say keep it in the dock, so then next time I'm looking for Photoshop, that's where it's going to be. Now the simple way to get a photo into Photoshop is to grab it out of the iPhoto program and drag it down and actually drop it on top of the Photoshop logo there, and it will think about it for me and it'll open that photo up, and there we go. There's my photo in Photoshop, and now I can start doing things with it. So one of the first things I want to do is crop this photo down. I only want a piece of this photo to get used. And there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can crop the photo, but that actually changes this original photo, and I might want to keep the original for some other reason. So what I'm going to do instead is just make a selection. So I'm going to make a rectangular selection like that. I'm going to copy it, Apple copy, and then I'm going to go File, New, and you'll notice that when I make a new photo, it'll take the size as the size of the clipboard. So that's the exact size of the piece of photo that I just copied. So there's my new photo, and straight away you can see there's the original and here's the new one. So that's a really tricky way of changing. I've changed something in the photo, but I've kept the original. It's always a good idea to keep your original. Now you can try and take good photos, and sometimes it just doesn't work the way you want it to. So you can see that this photo is very dark, and that happens quite often. What's happened is the light is behind my subject. So one thing that I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to come up here to the image and go to the adjustments, and there's some different adjustments. One of the ones we can look at is color. You can adjust the color balance. So I could get in here and start playing with sliders of, you know, how I want this photo to come up. And if you go wrong, just set it back to 0 and it'll be back how it was. Or you can cancel it and then it won't make any changes. But the one for this dark photo that I really want is to go Image, Adjustments, and go into Shadows, Highlights. And you can see straight away just on the default that Shadow Highlight has really helped me out straight away with my dark photo. So I'm just going to play around with some of these sliders until I'm happy with what it's done. Well, I think straight away, look, if I take the preview off, you can see what a difference it's made straight away. So that's just excellent. Maybe just warm the color up a little bit. And like with all of this, you can just play around and see how it goes. Shadow highlight is great for a dark photo. So I'm going to say OK, and there's my photo has been cleaned up. Shadow highlight is good for dark photos, and that's all I'm going to do so far.